Interesting question today. An exec is underperforming. What do I do? There's two types of ways I can read this question. So I'm going to try to answer both. One, an exec is underperforming and I want to fire them. What do I do? And an exec is underperforming and I want to give them another chance. What do I do? Well, I'm going to answer the second one first because that's classic performance management. It's go in, explain how your expectations aren't being met, what your expectations are, ask them for a plan, ask them for a timeline, meet regularly to follow up, talk through the various bits of that plan, stay very engaged, be intellectually honest with yourself and them, and push them. That's classic performance management, and you need to do that with an executive. Now, the difference between them and an individual contributor is you need to expect more out of an executive. The plan can't be wishy-washy, the plan can't be hand-wavy, and it can't be ambiguous. You need some executive on this. Part of understanding if they're going to turn it around is if the plan looks like it's coming from an executive. And if it doesn't, you know they're not going to turn it around. Now, the second, an exec is underperforming and I want to fire them. What do I do? Okay, this is actually a little trickier because a lot of people are going to say, well, they're doing good enough. I want to just wait until I find the replacement, all that sort of stuff. In my view, it's usually better to just cut bait and move on. Most people are going to say, I'd rather keep a 6 in seat while I look for the 8, 9, or 10 to replace them, but that's going to take you a long time. That's going to usually take people to find an executive to come in 7 to 9 months. So what you likely want to do is you want to put some interim person in place instead of that person for that time being. Where this gets incredibly tricky is in two roles: CTO and head of sales. You let go of the head of sales and people are worried about the entire sales team leaving right after that. You let go of the CTO, similar things happen with people who are loyal to the CTO, or also who else is going to step into for that role and understand all of the various things, the business and the tech. It's usually not another executive, it's usually somebody from the engineering team. So you do have to ask yourself, do you have people capable of stepping in an interim moment? Now, I know this is not helpful for me to say the following thing, and when someone's asking me, an exec is underperforming, what do I do? But at all times, you should be making sure that you have a second set of people below that executive that could jump in the moment. This is what stellar companies have. They have benches of people that are capable of jumping in at any moment. Again, unhelpful for me to say right now, but it is work that you should do in the future to make sure you have those people in place. Did Heroku and GitHub have a dedicated QA team? No, and here's why. We were going for a team structure that owned everything. So there wasn't an engineering team that had to go talk to design about design. There wasn't an engineering team that had to go talk to product about what they were building. There wasn't an engineering team that had to go talk to documentation about what they were documenting. There was a team that was building a product and feature sets, and they were releasing them and managing those customers. They were owning it. And part of that was the quality and the reliability and the serviceability of that. They were responsible for this. So it felt antithetical to say, hey, you're responsible for all of these areas of things. We'll accept the quality. We're going to hand that off to somebody else to verify and check that for you and bring it back. No, that's not what we were going for. And I don't think it's what most engineering teams are going for. And if you step back and are honest with yourselves, you wouldn't want that either. Now, there is one very specific case where I think QA in modern 2023 software development, 99% of which is cloud-based, is appropriate. And it's when you're doing on-prem releases. And in that case, I still think that the quality team is part of the engineering team. They're just maybe designated as quality engineers on that team. So I want to be very specific here. I don't really think we've, as an industry, fully moved away from this because for whatever reason, I think it's comfortable, but I don't really think it's appropriate for us to bifurcate these things in 2023 these ways. We don't do it anywhere else. So why are we still doing it for quality?